Wonder Woman was the common in last week's drop, yet is 4 times more than the rare and 140 gems more than the ultra rare. So why is this the case? What can we actually take from this, and how can you make incredible profits with a little bit of knowledge moving forward? That's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome in everyone, my name is Andy and I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come and watch this video on the channel. Just before we get started, if you are enjoying the content and you want to see us grow whilst we learn about the crypto, NFT and finance space, then I'd love for you to be a part of this community. Last week we had the DC cover girls drop. Now this was a different one, it was a different format, a different design, and we had 4 of the superhero women coming into the DC franchise. And that was Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Supergirl and Hawkgirl. That was the 4 that we'd got in the drop, and that was in order of their rarities. The additions were not too bad for this drop, with Wonder Woman having around 10,000 and Hawkgirl having around 3,888, and she was the ultra rare. Wonder Woman continues to rise above every single one of them, and even with Supergirl being the rare of this drop, Wonder Woman is 4 times the price of what Supergirl actually is. I've had a lot of questions asking why, and we're going to break that down a little bit more today. Well, first of all, we've got to target the main sort of area, and this is Wonder Woman's first ever appearance. Supergirl and Batgirl have both appeared in DC CoverGirl's Series 1. They're already a decent price, with Supergirl being the ultra rare, but Batgirl still being pretty low compared to what the other Batgirl is sitting at right now. But this is Wonder Woman's first ever appearance, and probably one of the most popular characters in the DC universe as of right now. You can see that from the box office alone, Wonder Woman in 2017 made 822 million worldwide and 166 million with the newest release. That does take us over $1 billion worldwide in the box office with her 2 recent movies. And this is one of the reasons as to why I see Wonder Woman being so popular right now. She's been in the limelight, there's been movies made about her, and is probably one of the most popular superhero women that there is in the whole space. Due to all of these factors, and her also being a first appearance on VEVE itself, and it makes sense as to why she is above everyone else. Hawkgirl may be the ultra rare, but we've not really seen anything from Hawkgirl. We've not really heard much about her or understand her story. Whereas when it comes to Wonder Woman, a lot of people would have seen the movie, understood the movie, and potentially even read some of the comic books back in the day, with Wonder Woman included. One of the questions you have to think about though as well is that DC have already released a Wonder Woman sort of NFT. However, it is 2D and it isn't a sort of collectible format, so it doesn't really match up to the way that it goes. Again, it's the consumer at the end of the day who decides which one is more popular, and it's evidently clear with the consumers on VEVE, they have made sure to make it clear that Wonder Woman is the most popular out of all of these. Let's have a look at Wonder Woman's price at the moment and what she went for and what sort of happened with her when it first released. Now, of course, at the start we saw a massive dip in what she was. People were selling off, people were buying, so she was actually sitting at around 100 gems in the beginning. I managed to pick up one for 120 gems even when I was on my football night out, so she was at a decent price, which we all expected to be, but I knew this was going to rise very quickly because she was FA and because she's sought after. And if we really think about 1.1 million active users and only 10,000 additions, that isn't a lot of people who can afford it actually get that in their own vault. So quickly she rose up to 200, with then taking a dip that night before, and she's slowly risen over the last few days, now reaching about 400 gems, and I believe she's sitting at about 380 right now just before I made this video. And everyone else with Hawkgirl at 275, and on here I can't actually see Batgirl and Supergirl's season 2 collectible price, but I know Supergirl's sitting at around 90 gems and Batgirl around 50 at the moment. It just goes to show how much of an increase this can actually do and actually have when we look at the prices, and we can see how many people are actually buying Wonder Woman as of right now. At one point we only had around 270 on the market, and right now that number is decreasing, and we're seeing that our price is still continuing to rise with a lot more being bought. There are quite a few people who knew this was going to be the case and who have already done their research in the past, so some people are definitely going to have multiples in this area. However, it does not mean that this price is not going to continue to rise with what it's at, and I truly do see this reaching the likes of Superman, or maybe just a bit under, in the next few weeks if we continue to get some good news moving forward. If MTL comes sooner than people think, and the masses have access to it with it being easy to take out your gems, maybe Wonder Woman is going to take a little bit of a dip, but if this is the case, I'm going to make sure to pick up as many as I possibly can as quickly as I can, because Wonder Woman is extremely popular as a character as a whole, and I can see her rising pretty heavily in the future. Being one of the top superhero women that there are in all of the superhero space, she is going to hold significant value, and is actually the second most popular superhero woman that there is in a whole of the comic book superhero universe. We're taking this data from two different places with the superhero web, where it actually shows that Captain Marvel is the number one with 9.1 million searches online per month, but Wonder Woman having 2.24 million. When we look at the others and we try to compare them with the searches, we can see that Supergirl is here with 1.5 million and Batgirl is there with 165,000. We have Storm down at 60,000 and then Invisible Woman as well down at 14,800. So we can see that some people are still sought after. With the likes of Supergirl, Batgirl and Mera, they aren't really on the same level as Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman. As well as all the movies that have been made surrounding Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman, there's no wonder that these are the most popular so far. When we go through the country by country basis, we can see that Wonder Woman is actually not that popular compared to Captain Marvel or even Harley Quinn, with Supergirl being 2%, 1% being Storm, and only 3% being Wonder Woman. And from the data here, we can see that Wonder Woman was the second most popular female superhero in Israel, which is the actress's native country, and around the world, with only Captain Marvel beating her out on the top spot. So we can see that Captain Marvel has taken the biggest chunk of the market share when it comes to the superhero woman. And if this is going to be the case moving forward, when she comes onto the show, you best believe I'm going to try to pick up as many as I possibly can of Captain Marvel. We've seen this play out before the way it has right now. And the Labicon was the common and overtook all of them bar the ultra rare. Now I'm not 100% sure in the pricing anymore and if it's still above every single other one, but for a long time that Labicon common stayed above everything else because of what people were sought after. What did people want? What did people actually want to buy? It doesn't always have to make sense and doesn't always going to make sense with the way that the prices go, but you've got to understand what people are after and why people are actually after it. And Wonder Woman has her reasons for being so sought after the way she is and why she's above everyone else despite being the common in the series. Remember, even though we do have 10,000 mints as the common and everything else is lower than that, does not mean that's actually that high of a number. Yes, if we had 100,000 Wonder Woman with 1.1 million active users, that means 10% of the whole base could near enough get a Wonder Woman in their vault. But at the end of the day, 10,000 isn't a lot at all. And especially with people picking up multiples, that lowers the number of unique individuals who can actually hold that in their own vault. We can see this also from the Labicon and Givenchy, that they both overtook the ones that were higher rarities than them, because that's what was sought after, that's what people wanted to hold, and that's what people needed in their own vault. Wonder Woman is an FA. She's the second most popular superhero woman that there is, and only has a little bit more mints than Superman does, sitting at 8,888. Now, do I think that she can reach the levels that Superman's at right now? Potentially. I think Wonder Woman is very sought after in the superhero universe, and I do believe that she could easily reach upwards of 1k in the near future if the cards play right. If people continue to FOMO into her and some of the whales continue to pick her up, FOMO will kick in and that price will drive up pretty drastically. There's only around 500 odd mints on the market right now, which is significantly lower than you'd often get for a 10,000 mint on average anyway, so it is someone I'd recommend picking up. My price prediction for the end of the year is going to sit at around 700 gems, something around that area. I'm going to try and pick up another one as I already have one, but I really did want to get one last night at 270, thinking she would potentially drop a couple gems by the morning, but I guess that didn't happen. I want to make this video for you to understand why things don't always make sense and why Wonder Woman is actually so much more popular in price compared to the others on the market. It doesn't always have to make sense to you, but the data and the numbers often make sense for certain reasons. People want things for certain reasons, and that's the reasons that I've laid out in this video so far. But what do you think? Do you have some questions related to Wonder Woman and why she is so popular? Are you going to pick some up for yourself, or are you going to wait for potentially the MTL dip? I'd love to know it down in the comments. I know the video on the screen right now will be something you'll love to watch. Have a fantastic day.